Configuring a Cisco router. We're going to configure the Cisco router via the console port. So what does that mean? That means that we have physically taken a console cable, we have plugged it into the console port on the router and also into our PC. And we're ready to begin. If you notice, the first question posed to you is, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? We're going to choose no. If you choose yes, the router will take you through a menu, prompting you for responses to help you configure the router. Our goal is to learn the configurations ourselves. This will speed up the time it takes for us to configure a router and allow us at our own free will to make changes without relying on a menu to do so. As we get started, the very first mode we are in is called the user exec mode. From this mode, by putting in a question mark, we can see the commands that we are allowed to do. Things such as show commands, pings, things that allow us to gather some information about the router, but we're not able to actually make any significant changes to the router. In order to make configurations on the router, you have to get into the privilege exec mode. To do that, you simply type the word enable. This enables you to get into the privilege exec mode. You know that you're in the privilege exec mode by looking at the prompt. It is now changed to a pound symbol. So we went from the user exec mode by typing the word enable, getting into the privilege exec mode. So now let's enter the global configuration mode. This mode will allow us to modify configurations that affect the system as a whole. To do that, we're going to type configuration terminal. If you noticed, I only typed the letters CONF space T. Hit enter, and that moved me down to the configuration mode. If this is your very first time to configure a router, you may be asking yourself, why did she only type the letters CONF space T? She said configuration terminal is what you had to use in order to enter the global configuration mode. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to step back out of the global configuration mode, back into the privilege exec mode. I've put a question mark. It'll bring up the list of commands. I would like for you to notice that the commands are listed in alphabetical order. Notice the word configure. The first three letters match up with the word connect. So I can't just put CON because the router will not know if I mean configure or if I mean connect. So if I type the letters CONF, that allows me to quickly tell the router I want the word configure. That's the command I wish to use. I'm going to hit my Q key on my keyboard to get my prompt back. I'm going to type config space. I want you to learn that the question mark is your friend. I'm new to this. I'm trying to figure out, I don't remember. What do I type next? Question mark. There's my choices. I know that I'm looking for terminal because I'm wanting to configure from the terminal. Now, also notice the list. There's only one word that starts with the letter T. That is why I am able to simply press the letter T and hit enter. That puts me in global configuration mode. To recap, we entered the console port on our router, found that we were in the user exec mode by looking at the prompt, discovered if we type the word enable, that will allow us into the privilege exec mode. And we know that we are in the privilege exec mode by seeing the pound symbol. Next, we're able to enter into the global configuration mode by typing config T. So we know user exec mode, privilege exec mode, and global configuration mode. Next, we're going to start doing the simple commands, and I think the first we'll start with is the banner command.